This was the first bow that I used for hunting, and this one is actually adjustable. So it's adjusted low in strength right now, and you can turn it up so that it becomes high. This will reach up to 40 pounds draw weight, which is the legal minimum necessary to hunt.
Oh my God, that sounds intense.
Well, this is actually quite easy if you'd like to. You said you're left-handed.
Yes.
Now, what I ask is that you wrap your fingers, 3 fingers completely around. Don't let the string go.
Okay.
And hold your arm out straight.
Okay.
And then pull this. What we usually like to do, what we talk about is anchor points. So this hand here is an anchor point, and you want to have a consistent anchor point here. So if I turn around like this, well, what I was taught was to wrap it around your jawbone like this, so that your hand is sitting right like that, and that's your other anchor point.
Okay.
And since the guy who taught me was probably one of the greatest bow hunters in North America, I'll take him at his word.
Okay, so do I have it like
Yep,
this?
you do. So just point
When
that
we draw,
way.
we don't draw while pulling, aiming upward. We try to draw straight down the range or down.
Then we take a little aim like this. Fletching, the white fletching.
Okay.
And that goes straight up. And then this just sits inside there. Well, the reason why we like these little whisker biscuit things is because you can't drop the arrow. And it won't fall out of there when you draw it. One of the biggest problems people have when drawing with the old style, which is, well, the arrows keep falling off the rest.
Okay.
Makes a lot of noise, and the hunters really hate that.
Okay.
So, anchor point there.
There.
And I'll
Okay.
stand over here.
Here.
That is exactly correct.
And so
Yeah.
am I squeezing it?
This bow has seen better days, but
That's
I
great.
refuse to get rid of it because it has its moments,
Yeah,
obviously.
and it's left-handed, right?
It is.
Which you can probably never find. Okay.
When I was younger, it was very difficult. As a kid, I used to joke that all my expensive sports were I did lefty to make them more expensive. There you go.
It's getting there. Oh, that's really cool. Thank
Brings
you
with
for letting
it
me
the
try
potential
that.
for, automotive collisions. Deer hate dogs. If you have a little bitty dog, I guarantee you, if a mother deer sees a little, Pekingese or anything like that, she will stomp it to death. And you can, oh yeah, because they have a visceral hatred of canines because of wolves and coyotes.
Oh man, I never even thought of that. I mean,
Yeah, so if you're walking your dog and there's a deer, keep the dog on a short leash and stay
This
away
didn't
from
really come to the forefront, but at least one person was concerned about hunting in general. So yes, I did hear that. So what's your question?
well, what would you say to people like that in the area who may be concerned about this? How would you put them at ease or explain, what it is that you do and what you love?
Sure. I would tell them that in order for me to take a deer legally, most hunters, it can only be a buck, which means that it has to have 3 inches of antlers. So we first have to identify what the target is. Is it a legal target? And then I am looking to find a spot behind the the front leg and shoulder of the deer, such that my arrow can pass through the heart or lungs. And if I have done all of that properly, I can't shoot a person.
You don't think there's
It's a good theory anyway, right?
right? Well, you don't think there's a large margin of error. I mean, it's a very concentrated.
For a firearm, we could be shooting beyond the tree line over there. If something was moving there and we were careless and didn't properly identify our target, there's a risk. If there's a person standing at 20 to 40 yards, I think I can tell that that's a person much better because they're closer.
So, do you think that using bow and arrow is safer maybe than firearms?
It's hard to say because hunting is already one of the safest sports out there. I have something I can email to you. I was going to bring it, but I completely forgot. And it's the safety statistics on hunting and various other sports. And when you compare hunting to football, baseball, soccer, and all the things that we let our kids do now, it is so safe. It's not even in the same category. It's something on the order. I'm not going to quote the number because I don't want to get it wrong. But we go years without any accident in hunting. There is not a single year that we have where there's not an accident in football in the high school level. That should give you an idea. What might give it a negative publicity every once in a while is when you have anything that is a low incident sport. When you do have an incident, you tend to get clusters, statistical clusters. So you'll get 1 or 2 accidents at a whack, and then all of a sudden nothing for years. So that has happened.
Yeah.
We see that bearing out in Massachusetts and other places around.